Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. I was like, come back. It was already there. Okay. So the first problems want us to use the calculator method. So this method here to find the binomial expansion for the coefficients. So they give us like a plus b raised to the 6th.
So we just type that in?
No. So you're going to do... So the way... Here, I'll write it here first. The way that it'll be written when you type it in is 6 NCR. Now, since you have the newer calculator, 6 is actually going to get typed over top of the N instead. I think, right, Josh? Is that what you said yesterday? Yeah. But, like, for Virginia and I, we have to type it 6 and then the NCR button. So, but it's under math. Then NCR, and then it'll be the little curly brackets, which are above the parentheses for, we did it starting at 0, yeah. So 0 through 6. And it will produce the coefficients, basically like Pascal's triangle. So this first method, they want us to use the calculator. The next one, they want us to use Pascal's triangle to do it. So it'll be, so I have to type the 6 first, but math over to probability, and then it's NCR, which is option 3. Then you have to do the little brackets, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What do I type? It's telling me to type in stuff for the N and the C.
So N will get some. So N is where you'll put the 6.
Okay.
So if you had a 6 out front, you're gonna want to go like delete that off if you already typed the 6. If you didn't, then just over top of the flashing N or whatever, you're gonna put a 6.
Okay.
And then CR on the right hand side, or where R is flashing, I'm guessing it's flashing when you arrow over. You'll do the second parentheses button because that'll put the curly Q up there. That's like the curly bracket thing, and then you'll do 0 with the comma, which is right here above the 7, 1, 2, and so on and so forth out to 6, and then you'll close that curly bracket, and then just hit enter, and that's gonna produce the numbers for you that we'll use. So I would say we have to put in the variables with it, but I would say write like. We don't really need to write the 1, but I'm going to write it just for the sake of seeing it visually for right now. You wouldn't actually need it. And then 6, 15, and leave space to put in the variable pieces as well. So 20, 15, 6, and 1. So the first term is we take the first thing and we raise it to whatever this power is, and B would be raised to the 0. So A is going to go in descending order, B is going to go in ascending order. So this one will just be A to the 6th. It would be B to the 0, which we don't need to write. Plus 6, A to the 5th, B to the 1, so just B. Then A plus A to the 4th, B squared, plus 20, A cubed, B cubed, plus 15, A squared, B to the 4th, plus 6, A, B to the 5th, plus 1, B to the 6th. And like I said, like the ones we wouldn't normally write there, but just for the sake of seeing it, we'll do it that way. So then number 4 is x plus y raised to the 10th. So if you want to, instead of having to retype everything, because you'll have 10 NCR and then 0, comma 1, comma dot dot dot, comma 10. If you want to, you can actually hit second and then enter, which is entry, and it brings up where we were before. And so you could actually I'm hitting the wrong thing. Just hold on. There we go. So you can actually just bring it back up. Since you're typing in a 2-digit number and we had a 1-digit, you'll need it when you go to type the 0, hit second insert for it to do that. Or like for y'all, you'll just type over top of it because yours isn't going to do it. But like Virginia and I would have to do the insert thing. But then you can just arrow over, and you can retype it in obviously, but then comma 7, comma 8, comma 9, comma 10, and close. So now, just so I don't have to write things so big, I'm just going to write it as we go instead of writing out all the numbers and then filling in the letters. But I know that X is going to start as a power of 10. Y is not going to be there. So I've got X to the 10th plus, the next number is 10, X to the 9th, Y, plus 45, X to the 8th, Y squared, plus 120, X to the 7, Y cubed, plus 210, X to the 6, Y to the 4th, plus 252, X to the 5th, Y to the 5th, plus 210, X to the 4th, Y to the 6th, plus 120, X cubed, Y to the 7, plus 45, X squared, Y to the 8th, plus 10, X, Y to the 9th, plus Y to the 10th. So that would be how you would list out all of those things. Now, if it was like, say, 3x instead of just x, then it would be 3x raised to whatever that power is. And then we'd have to go through and do, like, a lot more multiplication stuff with it. But the calculator method is obviously going to be the fastest method to set these up. But Pascal's triangle can get us the same thing as well, just knowing the pattern. So with the exam, if they give you, if you have your calculator, I would use this method if it's asking you to find like the 5th term or something like that. So like, for example, multiple choice question number 38 in the book, it says, which of the following numbers does not appear on row 10, which would be the one we just did, because that's a power of 10. So row 10 of Pascal's triangle. So if this question was not on the calculator portion, you'd obviously need to write out Pascal's triangle. I would say on your scratch paper, just write it once and then just refer to it. But as far as, if it's on the calculator portion, just type it in like we did and then look through. So the options are A is 1, B is 5, C is 10, D is 120, and E is 252. So which of those numbers did we not have in our pattern for row 10? Yeah, 5. So this would be letter B. And so, like, if you had a question like that, that's what it's looking for you to do. So there's not necessarily a lot of work to be shown other than maybe writing out the triangle thing. I don't think they're going to give you a ton of questions like that, but there are a few in the little prep book thingy that, this is actually stuff that was, like, in the, like, would have been taught in the, like, beginning of the book, according to, like, AP, but our book does it at the end of the book, so that's why we're, like, going back. But you might already have the packet, to be honest, that these questions are in, back from like one of the original packets I gave you, because it's either in like section 1 or 2.
So is that why this is so easy?
Kinda, yeah. Because technically this stuff can help you with factoring.
Oh.
That's what the point of this is. Which is why I was like, maybe I should teach this in Algebra 2 as well. But to make life like easier and stuff like that. Let's look at 1 using Pascal's triangle. This is more or less all that's in this section that we have to do anyways, but there might be like 1 or 2 more things we look at tomorrow, or some out of the prep book maybe instead. X plus y to the 5th. And this one we have to use Pascal's triangle, not the calculator. So I would say when you get to a problem like this, start writing out the triangle. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. That should be that row that we need. And you can always check, because this will be, you can think about it going across like, okay, x to the 5th, x to the 4, x cubed, x squared, x to the 1st. So I actually need to go 1 more, because I'm missing a term. So 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So then I can check and say, okay, so I've got x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared, x, nothing, constant term. That way I can make sure that I've done enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So it's the 6th, I guess it's the 6th row, but it's 5 for, right?
Because that 1 at the top, that's to the 0.
Right, thank you. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right. Yes, it is. Okay. So then the way we would write this one out then, so 1, so that would be x to the 5th plus 5, x to the 4th, y, plus 10, x cubed, y squared, plus 10, x squared, y cubed, plus 5x y to the 4th, plus y to the 5th. And so that way you would know that you have all of them. So, we might look at some that have, like 2y, 3x, things like that, potentially. Tomorrow, just a couple of those out of the prep book, or out of here, and then the prep book to just wrap up this stuff, and then sequences and series on Thursday.